Hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK. Today is Monday the 17th, the 17th of May 2020. And this is episode number 22. No, it isn't. It's 62. Do you know what? I'd push the button again and start, but I just can't. It's going to be one of them mornings, I tell you. It's episode 62. Okay, then. And anywhere you can find me, like my Instagram, my Etsy shop, my Facebook is all down in the description box. Also, I will let you know I am more active, a lot more active on Instagram than I am anywhere. Okay, then, right. We have tons to talk about. You wouldn't believe the piles of stuff I have around me. Today it has been a right week. It really has been a week and a half, and my goodness, that's all I can say really. Is the weather has really turned really funny. It's gone humid but rain, and obviously everything has just come alive, just like I said it was going to last week. Oh, it's just amazing. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, can't tell you this. You probably won't be surprised because you all know how dizzy I am now. Oh my gosh. I've been podcasting now. It's got to be 2 years at least 2 years. And every time I wanted to show a picture, I was stopping, putting the picture in when I was editing and then restarting again. And then last week, note that one, last week when I was editing, I found out in the editing app that I actually have got, I can put a photograph up when I'm talking. So it's only taken me like over 2 years to work this one out. I know I always say I'm a bit slow when I get there, but that is really taking the mickey, isn't it? That's all I can say. Oh my gosh, sorry, I've got the right giggles. I'm so excited because today here in the UK, we are legally allowed to cuddle loved ones. And as you all know, my daughter has done a fantastic job through this all this heartache, I will say, for people, and you know, distressing times. And she has worked so hard. You know, we've done a face-to-face on our phones, and you know, she sat there crying where she's exhausted, and I just couldn't be there for her. And now I am allowed to legally cuddle my daughter. It just seems so weird. And I haven't cuddled her for it's got to be, well, it is way over a year, isn't it? You know, because we haven't been able to see each other for that time. And oh, I just can't wait just to hold her and give her a cuddle. It's just going to be so nice. I can't, I'm going to get all emotional. But yeah, I just can't wait. I really can't. And obviously, you know, the vaccines and everything are just going out really well now. And, you know, I've had mine, she's had hers. And, oh, I just can't wait to get her in my arms and go, give her a cuddle and smell her. Because it's just the little things that you miss. Right, that's enough of that. But, oh, thank goodness that we are allowed to do that now. Let's just hope people don't go too crazy and we end up going backwards again. Anyway, it's enough of that. As I say, I'm going to get emotional. So I can't wait. So there's been plans being made so I can actually see my daughter, my little baby who's 28. Okay then, right. As I say, I've got tons to talk about. I've got questions to answer. I've got the test knit completed and information on that. I have got a new cast on, plans. Oh my gosh, some sewing I've done. I've got a beautiful nice. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe how lovely the nice is. It is just amazing. Obviously, I've got a naughty. It wouldn't be an episode without one, would it? So I think it's best that we just hop right in there. So as I say, oh, also I've got a couple of discount codes that have been passed on to me. So yeah, I think, yeah, I'll let you all know about that. Okay then, right, so we will start first. Let's have a look at my, oh, first of all, I will say, Anita, I love the name of Pumpkin Pete. He is up there, if you can see him. Up there, look. with his friends, and they've all accepted him, even though he's got a funny shaped head, bless his heart. But I know he actually has a name. I didn't know this actually. Someone left a message and saying that he actually has a name. But Pumpkin Pete, I think, is brilliant, Anita, and I think we are going to name him Pumpkin Pete. Okay, then, right. So I have got a question from Michelle. Because as I say, I haven't had time to actually answer anything today this week. I have loved everything because I've read them all, but I just didn't have time this week. It's just been so hectic. So yeah, so Michelle, she said about the scoosh pattern that I have test knitted, and she said, would it be good, when is it being published, and where obviously the price, you're going to be very, very happy with that, and is it good for beginners? And as I said last week, yes, because Amanda, hold your hand all the way through with this pattern. It is amazing. Also, she has tutorials, which are brilliant. I have got mine done, as you can see, and I got pretty good with the old matching the old stripes. I was really pleased with that, actually. I don't normally get them that good. And I will tell you what yarns I used in a moment. And I have actually been in contact with Amanda, and I was supposed to have these done by the end of the month, and I had them done in a week. I just couldn't stop them. I just loved knitting them. So I asked her via email if it's okay if I do if I test knit her toe up. Funny enough, she has just emailed me just before I put my phone on the tripod with, because she put me on the list, and yes, I am going to be testing the toe up pattern for her as well. I'm really interested in this because her toe up pattern has a heel flap and gusset. Has a heel flap. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting those on the needles. So I'm going to go through my stash of yarn and see what I can. Well, I'll find something. I know I will. And then I'm going to get those cast on because I can't wait for those. Right then, so for this one, which is she is the shuttermonkey, and on, let's get this right, she has a YouTube channel. She also has an active Instagram page, and her YouTube channel is absolutely brilliant. She's an all-round crafter like me. She does the quilting, the knitting, crochet, so on. She lives up in Scotland. Absolutely lovely, lovely lady, and her patterns are just amazing. So this is the cuff down scoosh pattern. It is going to be released, I have written this all down, hopefully, fingers crossed, Monday the 31st of May. It is free. Note that, free, okay, on Ravelry and Love Crafts, okay, and it is the Shuttermonkey. Now, I know, I think her YouTube is Shuttermonkey Crafts. Also, just put in Shuttermonkey, she'll come up. But as I said, it's a free pattern. I'm going to repeat this. Free pattern being released on Monday the 31st of May, which is this month. And it will be on Ravelry and Love Crafts. Okay, and honestly, it is a brilliant pattern. I would say it is absolutely fine for beginners. Fair enough, I know that Amanda does it with, which I spoke about last week, 4 DPNs, but you can easily adjust your stitches and do it with 5 DPNs, or you could do it with mini circulars, or you could easily do it on the magic loop. Do you know what I mean? You can do it on either one of those. It's just her recipe, and it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I did actually do these for the first time on the using 4 DPNs, because I love knitting socks on DPNs. It's taken me so long because I just couldn't get it in my head, and I always said, oh, because I'm left-handed. But obviously, you know. So I went right into the mini circulars. I did hundreds on mini circulars, but the trouble is where, because of the circumference is so small, it hurt my thumb so badly. And I had to stop knitting socks, and I was devastated. And I thought, no, I'm gonna try again and do the DPNs. And this time I mastered it. I just don't know what clicked, but something obviously clicked. But I will say I did these on using the 4, which is 3 in work, 1 to do you with this stitches. And it was absolutely fine. Then I went to cast on another pair, the thumb played up, so I've gone back to the 5 and I'm fine. My thumb don't hurt at all. So you know what I mean, you all find your way. But I will say, Michelle, it is absolutely fine for beginners. If there's any questions that you have, I'm sure Amanda won't mind, or you know, or I won't mind. There's a lot of us out there that do sock knitting that will help you. We are, you know, we're crafters, we like helping each other. So as I say, but Amanda will, you know, would lovingly, you know, obviously message you back and say, I would, anybody out there would. So give it a go. The most fiddliest part, I will say, is when you get your stitches on the your needles, is to make sure they all lay the right way. But you know what I mean, just lay them out on your lap and then knit them round. It's fine, you know. It's like, we are here. She's got really good tutorials, you know. Amanda's put a lot of hard work into this, and I will say she has just released is it Yellow Brick Road pattern. Now that is will be on her Ravelry and obviously Love Crafts. And I tell you, her patterns are just so pretty. They really are pretty. But yes, I will say yes, they are good for beginners. Okay, and then at the weekend I got asked if I could knit a pair of socks for somebody. Now I've knitted 2 in the past this size before, and oh, hang on, before I get onto this, I will say the yarn I used for my test knit is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature, and this was the Yarn Shop Day in 2017 a special. So that's the stripe, and the contrast is their turquoise. Yet again, yeah, West Yorkshire Spinners, and the bit of pink that I put on the heel is a Drops Fable that I had in stash. Well, they're all from stash, but just for the heel. Right then, so let's get back to this. So I've only knitted 2 pairs of socks this size before in the past, and you know what you really know when you've got these on the needles. But as I said, I knitted them on mini circulars. This is the first time I've knitted this size on DPNs, and I made this bag at the weekend because to put them in, why not? And I made a little cozy. Now these are going to be size 11. Okay, I've even matched, look, my little stitch marker, because I have to be matchy. You all know that. So yeah, these are a size 11. So I've gone back, because when I first started knitting socks, I used to use a 2.5. Then recently I've gone down to a 2.25 needle, because a lot of patterns these days just seem to be doing 2.25. Now I must admit, I prefer knitting on 2.5s, and when I do my vanillas, I normally do 2.25 with 60 stitches, where, as I say, a lot of them at the moment are doing the 2.25s with 64 stitches, and that's the way their pattern works. So I'm gonna have to see if I can fiddle something just to take 4 stitches off, because I am actually going back to the 2.5, because I find they're easier on my hands and they're just nice to work with. Okay then, right, so as I say, so these have got 72 stitches on, so I've divided that, so that's 18. Okay, actually what I've done, so that should be on there. That's better. Right, okay, so 18 stitches on each needle. And yeah, I've actually got up to the heel now. This here is just a contrast, so this is going to be the contrast for the heel and for the toe. The actual yarn I'm using is the Zigzag. I do like their yarn, I must admit, and as you can see, the way it's knitting up is so pretty. And let's have a look at this. The colour, wow, what a number. Oh, hang on, Mystic Blue. Hey, they've actually got they've written down the name. So it's Mystic Blue. Now, I got this as last year. I think if you remember, if you follow the Knitting Network, it's a an online shop, and often they just, well, all their stuff is cheaper anyway, but they reduce their stuff, their yarns, and sometimes they have a big sale. So it's always worth subscribing to their email, because you end up finding out sooner than anybody else, kind of thing. And they had a load of sock yarn on offer, and it was silly money, absolutely silly money. And there was zigzag, there was oh, what's it called, Stylecraft Special sock yarn, I can't remember, but they had a load of theirs, and I brought quite a few balls, and this was one of them. And I do like the zigzag. I know it's a King Cole, but it feels more like the West Yorkshire Spinners. I always find that the Stylecraft, don't get me wrong, I've used it and I've got a load in my stash, and you know I love my Stylecraft, but I find their sock yarn a bit thinner than the other companies. That's the only thing I will say. But the actual, because of the thickness is alike, this is a West Yorkshire Spinners, just an odd bit that I had over from something that I've knitted. So yes, so I've matched I've got my little gnome, because he goes. So this will be a size 11 eventually, and then they're going to be gifted. So yeah, that's those. And it's just, I'm just doing my vanilla that I used for the others, for the other two pairs. But yeah, I am enjoying knitting those. I will say, because I have gone back to my 2.5s size needles, and I didn't have any in DPNs, so I had a look at a scan at the weekend, and luckily my lovely friend Ellie from Craft House Magic, hi, on her website, I know she actually has got a lot of hires. Now, I don't like high sharps, I will say, I'll be honest. They just put holes in your fingers. I've got them in the mini circulars, and I couldn't use them. It's a shame, really, because they're just sat there. I just couldn't use them. Anyway, I looked on her website, and she has DPNs. She has the higher sharp version. I think it was a wooden bamboo version, but she has, I think it was called, what was called silver, and they look blunt. So I've ordered 3 pairs of those. They've all been dispatched. I'm just waiting on them to arrive, and then anything from now on, I'm going to go back to my my 2.5s. I also find with the 2.25s, I don't know why, I find that I know that you've gone down a size, but my fabric is just so tight. I don't know if I've tightened up, I don't know, but with the 2.5s, I just seem to flow better anyway. So what I have got now, this is going to be for the knitting, which I've got plans for, because as I've got my test knit to start now this afternoon, and as you all know, I have been itching to get these back on the needles, because I tried them and I got actually nearly a whole sock done, and I'd made a mistake, so I just ripped it all out. But this time I am not going to give in this easy. My lovely friend Teresa, who gifted me the Curious Handmade Knit Vent 2020, yes, right, because I've done the cowl, I've done the hat. I'd love to do these socks. I've also want to do the scrappy fingerless little like glove things. I really want to make those too. Anyway, so I've got back out the pattern for the cheering socks. As you can see, it's the cable right up the front, and I got to about here, and I actually looked at it, and one of the cables was just wrong, and I thought, no, my mind ain't with it, but I've been itching to get these back on the needles. So I have actually purchased, so this is in my bag I made ages ago using Lewis and Irene fabrics. So I had a look, and if you know, for Christmas, my lovely friend and work colleague brought me the Rico Cashmere Luxury Socks yarn. It is beautiful. I knitted a pair of socks with that, and I just love it, absolutely love it. So I had a look at a scan on the old internet, and the one colour that I really had my heart on, because I thought this would look absolutely perfect with the pattern of the cable. So I tried, and everywhere's out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Anyway, there was this brilliant company. I tell you what, I've never used them before, and they're really, really good. They're woolen stuff, and they're actually in Harrogate. No, they're not. They're in Wakefield. They're in Wakefield, and it is woolen stuff. And this is the colour that I chose. Look at that. It's actually called Pastel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, I'm going to go through my stash and see if I've got a mini that will match either. I think I've got a green actually somewhere. But no, honestly, it's absolutely beautiful. So these are going to go on. I've got my needles in the post, so these are going to be done. I know the pattern's for a 2.25. I'm just going to transfer it over to a 2.5. I'll be fine with that, but I'm sure with cables, and also she's got a rib either side. I think with all that going on, I'll just do the 64 stitches anyway, because I think that could pull that in. I know lace can take it out, so I think this can pull it in. So, but it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's actually called Pastels, and the number is 001. And it is the Rico Cashmere Sock Luxury. And I just can't wait to get that on the needles. So it's all sock, sock, sock at the moment. It really, really is just all socks. Also, I will say quickly about this woolen stuff company. They have started, because I was talking to the gentleman on the phone. They have started to do their own yarn. So to help farmers out with the fleeces and everything, they've been buying fleeces off of a local farmer, and then they're taking them to a mill that they have up in that area who is doing the spinning and everything, and then they are going to and then obviously it's into yarn, and that's going to be going that is actually in their shop at the moment. He said that they have got alpaca, but by the end of the year, fingers crossed, they're going to have the the BFL, the Blue Face Leicester mix, and all stuff like that. So go over to them, and yeah, and and definitely that will be, I said to him, that'll be so interesting, because I would love to have a to get a skein of their BFL sock yarn at the end of the year. That'd be brilliant. Okay then, right, so we are really, really scooting on. So that's all the knitting. Right, okay, so now we are going to go into, I was going to oh sorry, gosh, I was going to show you that, but I'm going to go over time. Okay, at the weekend, because what I try and do is Mondays is my record day, and then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, I do the the stuff for the shop, and then Saturday and Sunday is, well, Saturday is my sewing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm hoping to get my other dress cut out, and then Sunday is the quilt day. So as you all know, ready for the stitch along we have next month with the Fat Quarter Shop. I have, well, I will quickly show you, which is the flea market flowers, which I got that from the Stitchery at Dorset, but I'm going to talk to you about those again in a moment. I have made a matching, which I showed you last week, I think it was, grime guard, and now I have actually made my matching notions pouch. So it's all complete now. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And yes, I have got my, let's pop that in because I'm not looking at it. There you go. So let's pop them down. Oh dear. Oops. Pop them down. That's it. There we go. So now I actually have my complete set. I have all my threads ready. I have the pattern. I also have the cloth and everything in there. And I am all ready now. Oh, I can't wait. I think it's the 5th or the 6th that starts. So this is sitting up here waiting to start the stitch along. So next week I will show you my cross stitch, because I made a boob and I had to unpick quite a bit of it. Oh well, there you go. But I will show you next week, because yeah, I've still got a lot to talk about. Right, so where is, here we go. Okay, and I also need these. Right. Now, as you know, I love dealing with the Stitchery Dorset. I tell you what, I wish I'd have found them a long time ago. They are so helpful. They are just a brilliant company, and I would love to actually be able to go and visit their shop. I really would. It would be so much fun. And as you know, I have got so far 3 books from them. All Laurie Holt. I've got the vintage, what's the name, Vintage Farm Girl 1 and 2, and I've got the Vintage Christmas. And then Teresa and I were naughty girls, and actually she said, look, I found this and I've ordered one. I went, oh, I've got to order one now. So we have actually got the Quilty Fun by Laurie Holt, and I tell you what, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant book. The apple quilt, I don't know if yeah, I'll show you the cover. Look at the apple quilt. Oh, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. And there's loads of stuff. Butterflies. And I know my daughter would absolutely love that because she is butterfly crazy. But look, there's bees in it. And oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely lovely book. So, with the book, the lovely Sarah has written on my invoice for me. And she's put, I can let everybody know, because with the, I will quickly say, with the Stitchery Dorset, everything is postage free. You don't pay any postage. And also it's like because like she does the patchwork from Laurie Holt, she also does the cross stitch, but she does a lot of other things. She's got like quilting fabrics, the notions, you name it, it's on there. And she has offered all you lot, which is really lovely of her, a discount code. So as I say, it's postage free anyway, so it's 5% off. And the code, right, I am going to write it on the screen for you, and it's all uppercase. And all you've got to do is put in the coupon or code section, you know, or when you do, if you do an order, and you put in RET customer. I'm going to write that on the screen, all uppercase and all one word, and then you're going to get 5% off. And do you know what, I just think that's so nice of her. So thank you ever so much for doing this. So all you viewers, if you want to order anything from her, you know, remember to use that discount code. Also, it's like I've noticed that especially with doing these blocks from Laurie, a lot of her blocks, to get the shapes, I can't actually say too much, you have to excuse me, obviously draw a line on the fabric and then go across it, or go either side of it for your seam allowance for half square triangles and so on. But what I will say is that Laurie Holt has actually done a round guide that you put on your machine, where you just line it up and then sew over. Now, you know what I mean? I emailed Sarah and asked her, and she didn't have any in stock, but she's going to be ordering some in. So, you know what I mean? That is how helpful she really is. Absolutely brilliant. So, yep, take advantage of your old discount code there. And, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, now we're going to get to, have I forgot? Right, oh yes, right. Now we've got go back to a section this week, is what is it? It's a section I made up, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, what you have been up to. Right, this lovely lady B is tagged me in on Instagram, and oh my gosh, she is so clever, so clever. And she actually, her Instagram is B44 Knits. She made the dress, you know, my my blue dress with the hearts on, the Eden set. Well, she managed to get the pattern off of eBay, and I know like my friend Viv did the same. And she messaged me, B, saying with beautiful pictures, oh my gosh, that she had actually made this, you know, the dress, and it was the first time that she'd done this dressmaking and stuff. My word, didn't she do an amazing job? Oh my gosh, and the shawl that goes with it. Oh my gosh, her knitting. So you really want to go over to her Instagram because she is such a clever lady. But what I will say, I'm going to insert a couple of pictures. Now, knowing me, it could end up here, here, or here. Right? We're going to see what we can do because it could end up here, here, or here. Right. But I'm going to put a couple of pictures up. If they don't work, I'll just see what else I can do when I'm editing. But I will say they are absolutely brilliant. Well done, Bee. You have done a fantastic job. And now hopefully you've got the bug and to make your own clothes. It's so satisfying. You know, today I am not in anything that's handmade. But I will say this morning, I actually popped to a charity shop and I got 3 beautiful tops. And, you know, that is me. I either make or I buy secondhand. I don't get anything new these days because, you know, stuff's out there, and you know that is just me. I've been buying secondhand for years. So yeah, you know what I mean. It is absolutely. You've done a fantastic job. I am so pleased, and it's just beautiful. Okay then, right. I think I have done everything now. So now I can go over to the right, the quilt section. So I haven't done everything. Oh my gosh. Right, the quilt section. Now, I did make my quilt block yesterday, and it's actually called Apron Strings. Now, I'm not actually going to use this in my quilt because I don't like the way it's turned out. So I've been through my stash of scraps, and as you can see, I have got some different other fabrics. I was going to do the barn door, but I was just so tired, and that is a bit more intense. So I thought, well, I'll do this Apron Strings because it's more of what I call a what is it? What do I call it? A filler. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I can't have all pictures, I don't think. It needs to have a little bit of a filler in, like, you know. So now the Apron Strings block is this, which I loved making, absolutely loved making. But the mistake I made is these and these should be different. I used 2 of this and 2 of these ones, and then added all the rest that I had to do, where I should have done like one of them, and then 2 different ones. So I, as I say, because I'm going to put it in as a filler, what I'll do is I'll unpick this middle bit, make a couple more, and then add these to them, and then I've got 2 blocks. So, but I'm really, really pleased with the way it turned out. I absolutely love it, but I wanted it more scrappy, like it's supposed to look like. Okay then, right, we are flying by absolutely brilliantly, because you know I don't like being too long. Now we're going into the nice. Now, a lovely friend of mine that we have met through our Zoom group that we have with Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit Yarns, and Jan, she had been talking about doing a podcast. I gave her a shout out last week, and I'm going to give her another shout out this week because her podcast, she's done 1 episode, but I tell you, oh my gosh, absolutely brilliant. And the podcast is The Faithful Sheep Crafts. Hop over and say hello. And I know that by the looks of it, she was saying that a lot of you hopefully have gone over and said hello to her. She is a nurse over here, so she's actually, you know, been working all the way through, just like a lot of people have. And she contacted me and said, you know, that these days her eyes are struggling, but she loves her cross stitch, and would I like some, you know, cloths that she knows that she can't stitch on anymore. And I said, oh yes, please, that would be lovely. And I was just gobsmacked when they arrived. And there's one that I've been trying to get. I'd love to know, Jan, where you got this one from, because I've been trying to get hold of this for so long. And came with a beautiful card, absolutely beautiful. Look at those. I just love that. 2 lovely patterns. Look at this one. Look, sheep. Absolutely amazing. And that's Country Cottage Needlework. I can't wait to stitch this one. And this is a Lizzie Kate. Oh, I love Lizzie Kate. This is the 2008 special edition Christmas Forever. Oh my gosh, I just love this. Absolutely love it. So I'm doing a Christmas one at the moment, which I've got to get finished before the stitch along. But this bit of cloth here, this specific bit of cloth here, this is the one I've been trying to get a hold of, the one with the dots on. I just don't know where you've managed to get that from. So there's a piece of that, a massive piece of, I think she said that these were all 16s and smaller. This Ada is the good old oatmeal. I just love the oatmeal. There's a piece of white. Look at this colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is more oatmeal. There's oatmeal. It's cream. Now that is, oh, that's not showing right. That actually is more buttermilk, if you know what I mean. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful blue, which I think is lovely for Christmas. More duck egg shades. The cream. There's like a beige, which is beautiful, and more the duck egg. Oh my gosh, absolutely spoilt me rotten you did, Jan, and I can't wait to get stitching. But I would love to say a special thank you to Jack, her son, that took the parcel to the post office. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But please hop over to her podcast, and her Instagram page is The Faithful Sheep Crafts, and yeah, and say hello to her for us. Okay then, right, so as you can see, I've been as busy as usual. So I'm going to show a little bit of stuff that's actually in the shop at the moment, because yesterday I bought a discount, a 20% discount on so many items, and that's until the end of the month, so on my Etsy shop. So what I'm going to do is, if you're not interested in that, I would say thank you ever so much for staying with me for this long. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and say I'm going to see you next week. So happy crafting and stay safe. Bye. Okay then, right then, as I've just said, there is a few items in my Etsy shop that started yesterday, and they are got 20% off. So this is a hand-dyed yarn that I actually dyed. Well, Glenn dyed it, actually. We did a bit of both, which he called Mulled Wine, I think, is actually the name of it. But there was two, and a lovely lady brought one, and I wish I'd have kept it. She sent me a picture of this knitted up as socks, and it actually really did look good. But it's got, you know, the all rustic colourway and all colours in it. So yeah, this has actually got 20% off. That's skein. Also, there is the little drawstring notion pouches. There's the little sea life one. These are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The amount of stuff you can fit in these. Mine, it's got tons of stuff in it, absolutely tons of stuff that I've had for years now. So yeah, this has got 20% off. This also is a little drawstring. That's the back. Little cream inside. That's got 20% off. And this one with little bunnies. Cute little bunnies. And it's got a little white lining. So yes, they've all got 20% off until the end of the month. They are the items. Okay then, right. So that is it for today. As I said, I am going to, you know, go down now, have a nice cup of tea and do my editing, so it's all going to be up ready for you for the afternoon. So please stay safe, take care. I'll be back next Monday as always, and happy crafting. Bye. Hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. I've just dropping Glenn off fishing. He's just putting all his stuff together so we can walk around and listen to that bird, those birds. It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. What a beautiful place to come fishing. I could stay here. Oh dear me. Anyway, I'll see you soon.